What's going on, everyone? So today I want to show you how I made this super simple website design with React, and it has some animations on it. So I'm going to show you mainly how to have these basic animations, and I made these little planets from scratch. But let me just show you some of the cool things. So like here I can hover, has a basic hover, and then when I click it, it can shrink, change the color. And then also here I can click on these little planet icons here, and then also if you want to get a little fancy too, I can just straight up drag them and just move them wherever I want to. And also I have some constraints too, like on this one, so it's like in a particular position, like this one too as well if you want to move that one. But for these two, like this orange one here, there's like I have these in a little column too, but basically these are just little basic animations, and I made this using React and stock components. So let me just hop into my code editor and let me show you how I created this. All right, so in order to get started, I just opened up my terminal and then I just navigated into my projects folder. So go ahead and open that up, and I'm just gonna go ahead and create a React app from scratch. So I'm just gonna do npx create React app, and I'll just say React framework because that's the animation library we're gonna use, and then I can just say just put like version 1. Name this whatever you want to, and once that finishes up, I'll see you once it's complete. All right, so just finished. So I'm gonna go ahead and cd into the project. So just type in whatever file name you have, and I'm just gonna do code dot. I have VS Code, so auto open for me. If you're not using VS Code, then you'll have to just open it up yourself manually. So now here, let me just bring this over here. Let me just drag this over. And this design is pretty basic, and it's not really responsive either. This is just mainly, I just wanted to show you like how the animations work. But pretty much here we can just go and let's just go to SRC, and let's just create a new folder here, and let's just call this one components. Can you spell components? And then inside of the components folder, let's just create a file. So this is just a hero section essentially. So it's pretty basic, but just name it here. And let's go and let's get rid of all this stuff here. And actually I can get rid of this one too. And we can just straight up pass in the hero. And it's not auto completing, so let's do let me see if I can do this. Yeah, so do control space if it doesn't show you. And when I press enter, it still doesn't show, so that's VS Code must be acting up today. But pretty much let's just import hero from, and it looks like we're in, so it'll be dot dot slash, and now we're outside the SRC, so let's actually do dot slash, my bad. And let's go into components, and then we'll go into the hero. So I'll say this right now, nothing's gonna happen, but let's actually I'll do command J, open up my terminal, and I have yarn, so I'm gonna say yarn starts. And it's gonna give me a little error, so let me just fix this really quick. So I just make a file really quick. If you don't have this error, then don't worry about this. But just create a new file on the root if you have this error, and just paste this code in. And I'll just run yarn start again. And it's gonna probably say open up another tab since I already have it running. So I'll just press Y. And let me see, it looks like it opened up. Let me drag it over here. So it's being slower now, but that's because I'm recording too. And it looks like, let's see, how if I refresh, is it gonna be messed up? Let me see, maybe it's because, oh yeah, that's why I need to add stuff. So here, go to this extension real quick and type in ES7. Make sure you have this React snippets installed, because I'm gonna need these little shortcuts. So once you have that installed, I'll just do RAFCE, press tab really quick, hero, save. All right, perfect. So it looks like everything is working, and now we can just go ahead and just start editing. So pretty much here, let's go and actually install what we need. So what I'm gonna want to do is, like, you can just go on the plus sign, so just doing regular React, or you can just do Control C to stop it. But I just click the plus sign, and I want to do yarn add. I'm gonna install style-components. And if you don't have yarn, you just npm install. But here I'm using yarn, and then I'll do also framer-motion. So that's going to be the animation library. That's going to do all the cool animations, and I'll just press enter. And then once that's done, we can go to the package JSON and make sure it's loaded. So in the meantime, I don't know how long it's gonna take, but here we can just import at the top of the hero.js. We can say import stock from stock components. Let me say really quick. Looks like it's done. So yeah, we got stock components here and frame of motion. Awesome. Okay, so now I can just delete this second one here. So I'm back with my normal. I want to import the motion from frame of motion. So if you never use Framer, they have docs, but if you just started like the first day looking at it, it might be like really confusing. But pretty much we'll just go import and you're going to say motion from Framer motion. And we can pretty much start adding in our design. So this design is like, it's so basic, right? This is just for example purposes. I plan on making like a completely, like a legit looking site soon with this, but for now I just want to show you mainly how Framer works, because I couldn't really find many, at least newer videos on it, so I just want to show you some basic stuff. But here we can just call this should be a simple section right here, and let's just put something for now. It's gonna say there's an error most likely, so actually let me do section and then container too, just so that it doesn't do that little save thing. And yeah, my pretty's messing up my save, but I'll fix that. But here I want to just do const, just call this one section. And this is not components, so if you're new to this, you guys can check out the docs, but it's pretty simple. We can just do style dot the name of the tag, so I'm going to use a section, double backticks, and I can save right now so it doesn't have the error. And I'll do shift alt down arrow just so I can get the container here too. And let me make sure I got my closing container tag, because I actually want something in here. So I just put like a random letter so it doesn't subclose. And saying container not defined. Contain er. So let me actually, this should be div. Save. Yeah, so here we go. Let me drag this over. So this is basic, and here I just made this like filler styles for this tutorial, but again you'd have to adjust this to fit your own design. But here let's just do basic flex box center, align items, and let's just set the background to 1 3 1 3 1. Oh shit, 1 3 1 3 1 3. Let's save it, and then here we can just put like display grid. And then grid template columns, so just be 1FR, 1FR. Height, I can set this to 100 viewport height. Padding, just be 3rem, and then I have like this calc function that basically makes it a specific width. I've been using this a lot lately. And then like you can add media queries with stock components. So let me actually close my terminal. And it's just like kind of like Sass where you just nest things in. So you can say screen and max width of 768 pixels, and then for that I just want it to be template columns. Let's just do 1F4. So again, no, this isn't like mobile responsive or anything like complete. This is mainly just wanted to show you the Framer animation part, because then you can go in and customize like your own website designs with it. But here for like the basic template, I just made this, just call it column left, so you can see this for tutorial purposes. Feel free to name this whatever makes sense for you. And then here to have like an H1, I'll just say welcome to space. And then I'll have just a paragraph under. I'll just put journey to the unknown. And I think I have a button too. So I put a button. It's actually going to be a stock component. And I don't even think I think I just put get started. So yeah, and let me do command B, and then now we can just add these in. So I can say const, just say column left, style.div backticks, and I'll do shift alt down arrow twice. Yeah, I think actually yeah, I'll do it once because I just have the button. But also I'm gonna have column right too. So let's just do it since we have it already. And then pretty much we just add it under the column. Left here, I'll just say column right. Now I'm just naming these for tutorial sake so you can understand like the design. And then here I just have images, but here let's put just random text right now to see. So right now you can kind of see it's dark, but let's just style this really quick. So let's go here, column left, and pretty much we'll just add in some basic style. So let's just display flex. Let me set the color to white just so you can see. And just typical flex box here. Column, oh, what happened? And let's just justify content, make things center, so save it here. Line items, I just want these to be at the start. And we can just set padding of 5 rem, 2 rem here. And for the style, I'm just gonna straight up nest them. I'm not gonna put any like custom naming, so you can just put straight up the H1. And then we can put like margin bottom can be what, 0.5 rem. Font size 2 rem. Now I'll just put like a p tag, just nest it here 2, and just put 2 rem 0, and font size just put 4 rem with line height to be 1.1. Oh, what is that? So here's that, and I'm adding a little global style too, so just so that everything's like nice. But let's do the button really quick. So here, set the padding to 1 rem, 3 rem. Can't see the button background yet, but let's set the font size 1 rem. Border, just put none. Set the background transparent. Actually, let's get rid of this border, none, and let's put 2 pixels. Solid hashtag FFF. Got a little border action. We can put the border radius to whatever you want. Just put 4 pixels now. Take out the outline and cursor pointer. Yeah, take things like that. And then we can put the background, just make it transparent. Well, I should already do that. My bad. Skipping steps. But yeah, it looks like pretty much good for now. What now I want to do is finish the column right, and then also add the images. Because right now the images that, let me see. Let me just make an image folder really quick. So let's do here. And for the images, I literally just made these from scratch on Figma. So I just drew a circle, add little curly waves to it. So what I'm gonna do is actually just drag that over, because I was trying to get like circular type illustration. I just couldn't find any that looked good, so I just made some basic ones just for this video. So let's see. Why is it not? Let me drag these in really quick. Hold up. What happened? Come on, VS Code. Ah, yes, look how beautiful it is. SVG, typical SVG code. But yeah, so now what I want to do is I'm going to import these. So the way I did this is a little trick, because I know a lot of people have issues when you do when you import with images with React, where like you do require and all this like crazy nonsense. But I found this one seems to work for everyone. So notice I'll just import it here at the top, and I'll just name it. So this one's called Planet 1. And then and then it'd be wherever your images are located. So it'll be // and I'll go into the images folder, and then I'll just name whatever the picture or the SVG. So that's Planet. So this so far has worked for a lot of people I've noticed that had any issues in terms of image imports. So if you did, this does run into issues, feel free to let me know. But you can do Shift Alt down arrow. Yeah, 3 times. Let me close the site out real quick. So here you can name this whatever you want. I'll just say Planet 2, and Planet 3, and Planet 4. So I think I just put -2, -3, and we're almost done with the design. Once we're done, we just straight up do the animations after. So it was fairly quick. But here for the come right. Now since we imported it, now we actually have to add those images in. So this is actually going to be a stock component. So the way I did it, I just straight up said image. And the SRC is just whatever the value of. So I'll just put like Planet 1. I'll just put Planet. And pretty much it should be self-closing tag. So let's save it. It's going to say image is not defined. So I just named it as stock component. And eventually, here's a cool thing too with stock components. So there's like little things you can do, little tricks. But Actually, yeah, we're gonna nest it in a second. Let me go up here above column right and say just const image. And for a following, I'll make sure you do this exactly like I do, so you don't run into error. So make sure it's above the column because we're gonna nest the child elements and style it too. So I'll just say styled, and then in parentheses. So technically, actually, let's leave that off. Let's just do this for now. Style image, and technically we can just save it for now. So yeah, that's what we got here. And now what we can do is just straight up just copy these down, and then I'll just change these. So like it should be 2, 3, and 4. So save it now. Now technically you see all these images here. And what we want to do is let's add a position absolutes, because we had a position relative on the column, right? But I just want to make the height or the width and height 100%, and I just want the max width to be 250. Yeah, 250. Come on, what's going on? And it says the max height 250 here, and then we just do let's just set display flex, and let's justify the content center on items. Let's put center here, padding 2 rem, and let's make sure we put the position relative, so that way these images are just within this little like right column. It's not the prettiest looking thing, but I just wanted to show you the animation part for this tutorial. So here what we can do is a cool little trick with stock components is you can target like nth childs within it. So like right now column rights, like these are like nested inside of them, the images. So this is one way to do it. Feel free to let me know better ways, but you can do $ curly brace and then whatever you call it. So this is called image literally. And then you just do nth dash child. And the first one, so I want that one to be just located like top 10 pixels and then left 10 pixels here. So you save it. So now you can see it's up there. So I'm just gonna copy this 3 more times. So 1, 2, 3, and then we can just do the second one. We can just do like, let's see, 70, and then yeah, put right. Just change this to right. Yeah, so here, let's do 3, and I think I put what, 350? Yeah, 350, and 50 left, and 4, we'll just do, switch it up, we can start from the bottom, put that 100 pixels, and right can just be 75, so here. So again, this is just random values, just so you can see it, but, and also remember, I told you it's not more responsive for now, because the main thing is the animations I want to show you. So in terms of the design, it looks like we're pretty much good. Now I just want to show you how to actually add animations now. So for frame rate of motion, what you do is you just straight up put motion dot, can't even type, motion dot whatever the tag is. So here, this is like a normal H1. You just do motion h.a1. And then you pass in the value. So like here, let me put this on another line. So yeah, you can see it better that way. So like here, I want to say initial, and these are values that come from frame motion. You can check out the doc too. So I don't know like the behind the scenes what's going on, but this is just based off docs and like how to set something basic up. But here we can just say like opacity. Can you spell what's that? Yeah, opacity 0, and then the animate the value, want it to be just opacity, just to be 1. And then after, we can have a transition, so we can say transition, and then we can say duration, how many seconds you want, so it'll just be 1. So now you can look at the right here, work on a space. I'll save it, and let's see that little animation right there. That's pretty basic, and that's like how easy it is to do, like simple animations. Now we can do the same thing for the p tag, so I can say motion dot p tag here, and then we can go in this one, motion dot p tag, and then let's do the same, except there's a cool another thing you can make is these things called variants. So I can like name this const fade, whatever you want to call it. I'll actually call this fade left. You can name it whatever you want to. Like I said, you go to a curly brace, and I can put in values here. So I can say like hidden. I can put the opacity to 0. And then I also want the thing to come from essentially like the left section or left side. So I can set the X value to -100. And then I can put a comma, and then I can say visible. And then I can set the opacity to 1. And then I can set the X to 0. So this is like the final position is going to be. So now we're back inside the P tag. I can just go here and put variance equal to the name I just called it above, which I just said fade left. And initial is just valued as set to hidden. So whatever you name that, and then here we can say animate, that's set to visible. So essentially these values we have here, and then transition, just again, this will be just duration. Put that to 1. So I'll just save it now, and then you'll notice it slides in from the x-axis. So if you want to change this to y, which I'll show you too, then you can change it to y. Now for the button, this isn't like a typical, it wasn't a p tag, this is actual stock component. So you're probably wondering, how do you can't just put motion dot the stock component dot button, because it's not going to work. So what you do is you pretty much add that value in the actual stock component, right? So for actual button, I'll just go up here. Let me see if I can find this. So I'll just put div for now, but here normally it's dot something, but for this you just say parentheses. So like this is similar if you import like a link from React Router DOM, but you just straight up pass in the value. So you just say motion dot button. So now it gets the properties with Framer, because it's essentially underneath it's motion dot button is what it's really saying. But we just named it button for the stock component. And then here, let me add this cool little effect where you can say while hover. Let me say, can you see? While hover. We set that equal to, and then you do double curly braces, and then you just set the value. So you want it to be color different. I just say scaled and just be slightly bigger. So now, let me see where my mouse at. You can see it like kind of hovers, and I don't know why is the did I set a color? Oh, I forgot I set a color. Hold up. We should put a color, or just put white real quick. Yeah, okay, here we go. So here, you notice again, we have the little hover, and that's that basic. And then what I want to do is, I want to show you this other cool effect where you can say while tap, and it's basically is a click. So I can just set the scale to 0.95. So if I save it now, see how it shrinks? And then also what you could do is, so let me, oh, what happened? Yeah, 0.95. But let's go, we're still inside here, we can add a comma, and I can say background color, and just put quotes, hashtag 67F6E7, I just made that color up. And I think it's like a tealish blue. Yeah, so you can see here now, it also shrinks with the scale because it's below 1, and the background color changes to the hex code that I have whenever I click. So you can use these effects on your site. And then here I can just select the border quotes to none. And then also let me just do just the color to, wait, hold up. Set the color to, just put it 0. So that way when I click it, you can see like everything changes. So these are just basic effects you can do, but you see how cool that is. So also here, so notice like when I refresh a page, we got these animations, but the button is just chilling there. It's like, what is it doing? So what I want to do is, we can also add additional, so like initial equals curly brace, and set the opacity to 0 here, and then I'm going to be like animate, and then we can just do opacity 1, and then also the thing is, if I do it like this, right, and then I do like the typical, I just copy this straight up like that, what ends up happening is, see how like now the entire thing, even the grow, like the while hover and while shrink, is now it has this transition duration of 1, but I only want it on this animate. I don't want it on, you know, the entire thing, right? But if I were to move this and I save it, and I see how fast the animation was, like you can't even tell that it faded, right? So the way you fix this is you pass in a transition straight up in here. So then you say duration, whatever you want it to be. So I'll make this like slow 1.5. So now when I refresh the page, you can see it's like it's still slow. So you can see the 1.5, but when I hover, it's like instantaneously, and it doesn't affect these values up here. So that's just a cool little trick that you can do, just if you want to add like kind of like a consistency with that. And these are just like the basic ways. Feel free to refactor this or let me know better ways to write this. But that's just that section. So now let me just show you some other cool little animations you can do. Now these are kind of like, I'll say fancy, extra, over the top. You probably won't really use this unless you're making something custom, but for now we can just set the while tab to, I'll just set scale of 0.9. So here, like this one, I think it should be, which one is this even on? This is image 1, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why it's not, did I not add? Oh yeah, I know why. Silly me, I forgot to add the motion to the actual image. So like it's like, you're probably wondering what's going on. So you have to go back up to const image and then just say motion.img. So now this first little orange plane I made up. Yeah, here we go. Awesome, cool. So now we can pretty much copy that. So like we can go and let's do this. Let me do everything on 1, and then I'll just copy and paste it so it saves some time. So like here, let's do enter, just so you can see it better. So you can do this trick, right? It's called drag, and you can set it to a particular X value or Y, but for if I just say equals true, and I save it, like I can literally drag this anywhere, well not this one. Come on, Orange, what are you doing? Oh yeah, like I can literally drag this wherever I want to, right? So it's a pretty cool effect, but the thing is, like, see how crazy it's just chilling like all over this place. But in the original one, like you can't, it has this particular like constraint. So you can do is you can say drag constraints and see how it autofills for me. So here I can do double curly brace, and I want to set the left value for 0. Right, I'll just put 250. Top I'll put 0, and then bottom I'll just put 50. Now there's way more details in terms of like finding the pixel values or positioning values, and then like determining what to use. But like here you can see like it only goes within a certain space now. So now it's not even when I refresh it just resets. So now I have like a little thing here. So you can get fancy with that and use that however it makes sense. And then here we can just do initial again with the double curly braces, and we can just set the opacity to 0, and then I'll just set the Y. So for this one, I just wanted to go from the top. Well, actually, I think this is I'll have to load the animation to see. I forgot. Let's see, animate, and let's just set opacity. Yeah, it should be from the top. Yeah, because it's minus 100. Yeah, and then we'll just do 1, and then a Y will be 0. And then again, we'll do the transition effect where I told you I only want it on that particular little shape, and we'll just say duration just 1. So I'll save here. So now when I refresh, all right, what happened? Maybe you can't really tell. So it looks like it's not. Did I mistype something? All right, let me make sure. We got, oh yeah, initial should be initial. All right, let's see if that fixes it. All right, there we go. Cool. So now we got a cool little animation effect. So again, this is like, this is not really good, but I just want to show you basics of the animation effect. So now if you want to go here for like the, let's go, we can pretty much straight copy this because I just straight use the same thing. Just for the just animations only. So like here, just paste this. You want to change the scale to like 0.6, and then you want to change, let's do the X value this time. And let's change this X value to 100, and then just put this as X here. And then in terms of the constraints, let's set the left value to 50. Let's set the right to 0, top is 0, and bottom 50, we can keep that. So now when I refresh, see how like we got the little right action coming from the X axis. So now you can see, and also notice it's like smaller because I set the scale to be smaller too. So again, this is dragging here. And then pretty much we can just finish off the last ones with just straight up copy in here, paste it. I'll leave the scale I mean, you can change this to like 28, doesn't matter. But in terms of here, we can do right 250 is fine, and X. Yeah, let's make this X minus 100, and then X here. And then the last one, we'll just paste this in again, and we'll keep it Y, except we'll just do 100. And then for the values, we can just put like zeros for these. And I'll just save it, and we'll just drag it out. So now you can see like we have movement from everything. So again, these are just the basics, but you can see here we can drag them around and just mess around. These are way more constrained because I just put them at L0. We can see little basic animations using Framer and React and style components. So this ends the video for today. So if you enjoyed this, go ahead and give the thumbs up. Let me know if you want me to make some more animations video, more complex designs. Feel free to refactor this code. Let me know any ways to make it better. And if you haven't already, subscribe, like the video, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.